My sister banned my daughter, and I made the truth echo in that ballroom. My sister Emma sent out her wedding invitations stamped with gold foil and fake elegance, and tucked inside was a note sharp enough to cut skin. Adults only, no exceptions. Sophie's name wasn't on ours. My 6-year-old daughter who still asks before touching other people's crayons. My daughter, who had been practicing flower girl steps in the hallway for months, walking slowly while tossing imaginary petals from an invisible basket. When she realized she wasn't invited, she cried herself to sleep 3 nights in a row, clutching her little white shoes, the ones she wanted to wear when Auntie Emma gets married. I called Emma, gently at first. She snapped before I even finished my sentence. It's my day. Kids ruin photos. Kids make noise. Kids spill things. I need sophistication. She sounded like a wedding magazine come to life, all gloss and no substance. I tried to defend Sophie, tried to remind her that Sophie is calm, quiet, careful. But Emma cut me off again, voice rising. My decision is final. Respect my boundaries. Boundaries. Right. I dropped it. Told Sophie that sometimes adults have parties without kids, and that we'd do something special together instead. She nodded, trying to be brave, but the disappointment sat on her tiny shoulders like a weight she couldn't name. Then Thanksgiving came. Emma's fiancé, Derek, posted Instagram stories from his nephew's birthday party. There was Emma, laughing, spinning kids around, letting one wipe cake-covered fingers on her designer sweater. A toddler sat on her hip like she'd grown one herself. The caption read, "Love these little monsters." I stared at my phone, my jaw literally dropped. I commented, "Thought you said kids ruin everything. Looks fun." 5 minutes later, the entire story disappeared. Poof, no reply. 2 days later, my mother called. She had that voice, the one that wavers at the edges, the one she uses when she knows she's holding a truth that can't stay hidden much longer. "Honey, I need to talk to you about the wedding situation," she said. There was a long pause. Then she exhaled. "Emma's worried Sophie might say something inappropriate during the ceremony." I actually laughed. "Sophie? The kid who freezes when strangers say hello? What could she possibly say?" Mom was silent. Then slowly, "Well, 2 months ago at that family dinner, Sophie walked past the garage on her way to the bathroom. When she came back, she asked Emma, right at the table, why she was kissing cousin Tom." My blood ran cold. Tom, our cousin, Derek's younger brother, the one Emma definitely wasn't supposed to be kissing in a garage. I remembered that moment. How Emma had thrown her head back in this exaggerated laugh, insisting Sophie must have seen a hug and gotten confused. Everyone dismissed it instantly, because that's how adults handle inconvenient truths from children. Sophie went back to her coloring book, unbothered. But Emma hadn't forgotten. She'd been terrified. Terrified that a 6-year-old with zero guile might repeat her innocent observation in front of 300 wedding guests. Terrified that Derek's family might hear it. Terrified, most of all, that Derek himself might learn what happened in that garage. The adults-only rule wasn't about elegance. It wasn't about sophistication. It was about silencing the only witness too young to lie on command. I didn't argue with Emma after that, didn't warn her, didn't even hint. I just RSVP'd yes, arranged childcare, and waited. The wedding day was beautiful in that exhausting Pinterest way. White roses everywhere, soft lighting, a string quartet playing songs nobody recognized. Emma looked like a porcelain doll. Derek looked proud. I clapped in all the right places and kept my face neutral. Then came the reception. Toasts rolled one after another. Maid of honor, best man, a college roommate with stories nobody wanted to hear. Finally, there was a lull, a natural settling of the room. Silverware chimed softly against plates. People leaned back in their chairs. I stood. A few heads turned. Emma's smile faltered just for a second, a hairline crack. I lifted my champagne glass, calm as still water. I spoke gently, warmly, about family, about trust, about how children see things clearly, without the filters adults use to distort or hide uncomfortable truths. How kids speak honestly because they don't yet understand the weight of secrets. The whole room softened, listening, waiting for some sentimental finish. And then softly, so softly it landed like a whisper and a thunderclap at the same time. I said, like when Sophie saw Emma and Tom in the garage 2 months ago, kids really do remember everything. Silence. Sharp, absolute silence. 300 people were frozen mid-breath.